In a small Australian town, a family pauses their RV trip to refuel. Peter insists his stepdaughter Bella and son Samuel go for a walk to stretch their leg 3s. Bella ends up at a local fair, where she meets Dennis, an artist selling sketches. She admires his work, but a cop interrupts, evicting Dennis for not having a permit. Meanwhile, Vanessa meets her boyfriend Jackson to tell him she's pregnant. Jackson is thrilled and shares the news with his rugby teammates. Suddenly, a piercing noise from Vanessa's car speakers startles everyone, so she turns off the engine. Later that evening, the whole town gathers for a rugby match, where tension between players Jackson and Matt is evident. Peter's family is still nearby since they can't locate Bella. He instructs Samuel and his wife Jenny to stay at the RV while he searches for her. He finds Bella watching the game and scolds her for not spending time with the family, but she brushes him off. Suddenly, the stadium's lights go out, and explosions sound in the distance as colorful lights appear in the sky. Alien ships soon approach and begin attacking the town. Panic ensues, and casualties quickly mount. Bella tries to escape but is pushed down, only for Marcus, Matt's brother-in-law, to help her up. They don't get far before Bella reunites with her dad, leaving Marcus alone. At that moment, aliens land on foot, attacking townsfolk while their ships provide aerial backup. The aliens begin capturing humans, dragging them away. Amelia, Matt's wife, watches in horror as her mother is taken but is forced to flee. Some townspeople try to fight back, but the aliens' armor proves impenetrable. Peter and Bella reach their RV, where they spot Marcus and his family taking cover and call them over. Despite Peter's urge to look for Samuel and Jenny, Matt insists they need to escape before they're killed. Just then, a blast strikes the RV's roof, reinforcing Matt's point. Nearby cars explode, and Amelia sees Jackson and Vanessa, who join them in the RV. Jackson momentarily rushes out to help a friend but is quickly dragged back by Vanessa. With everyone on board, Peter drives through flames, dodging explosions, panicked people, and collapsing structures. They escape town, but a spaceship soon pursues them. Fortunately, the Air Force arrives and shoots it down. When Matt exits the RV to investigate, he realizes the downed ship was a drone. Suddenly, they see approaching lights, but it's only a truck carrying Arnold and Dennis, who knows a safe place. Together, they head to an abandoned timber mill in the forest, where they settle for the night, planning their next move in the morning. The next day, the group sees a massive alien craft hovering nearby. As tension rises, it's revealed that Peter was recently released from a 7-year prison term. While some want to leave, they decide to stay another day as Matt plans a trip to town to check on families. Dennis and Amelia accompany him, and they sneak through town, gathering supplies and hiding when the alien ship flies overhead. They witness aliens rounding up prisoners, held behind a deadly laser gate. Amelia learns her mother has already been moved to a distant factory. As they continue hiding, they watch as a massive alien structure lands in town. Back at the mill, tensions rise, so Peter reveals he has a gun to assert control. When the trio returns, they explain that aliens are enslaving humans in factories, suggesting a long-term occupation. Suddenly, they spot lights outside, realizing the aliens have followed the trio back. Everyone hides as an alien searches the house. Peter tries shooting it, but the alien's armor withstands the bullets. Matt tackles the alien, struggling in a hand-to-hand fight. Vanessa grabs the alien's gun and manages to shoot it, saving Matt. Another alien breaks through the wall, grabbing Dennis, but Arnold intervenes, helping to restrain the creature. Peter kills it with a shot to its exposed neck. They load the alien's body into a truck and examine its helmet, discovering it allows the wearer to sense living creatures. This insight helps the group strategize. They can hide in foliage to remain invisible. Those familiar with firearms train the others, and they soon ambush aliens from the forest, collecting their weapons and freeing human prisoners from containers. Their ranks swell with rescued survivors, forming a makeshift community in the woods. Over time, Bella grows closer to Dennis, but the enormous alien ship never leaves. Months pass, and the humans begin displaying alien heads on spikes to intimidate their invaders. One day, the aliens poison the local water supply, forcing the community to move. Amelia and Matt, while scouting, encounter Chloe, a wounded escapee who reveals aliens are using humans as laborers and experiment subjects. She hands Amelia a stolen alien device before being captured again. The group later uses explosives to destroy an alien outpost, dealing a significant blow to the enemy. Back at camp, Jackson's team captures an alien to extract information. Peter and Amelia scold Bella and Marcus for the risky capture, but the teens argue they're tired of being treated like children. Matt learns through a hologram that the aliens have been watching Earth for centuries. Frustrated by their discoveries, Peter beats the alien prisoner to death, while Dennis, burning his cash as a symbol of its uselessness, inspires Bella to discard her phone. He gives her a portrait he drew, and they retreat to a private spot to grow closer. Eventually, the group decides to attack the factory and rescue more prisoners. Though Vanessa prefers Jackson to stay with her since their baby is due soon, he insists on joining. Meanwhile, Amelia heads alone to a farm where the aliens are keeping human slaves, determined to continue their fight. She sneaks through the farm, stealing a crop before running into the forest, where she's blinded by a sudden light. Back at camp, Peter finds Dennis's drawings of Bella and angrily confronts him for his interest in her. Their argument is cut short when Vanessa starts feeling contractions. Peter takes her to a tent, while Dennis rushes to inform Jackson. When he finds Jackson and his team, they immediately head back, but the commotion alerts nearby aliens, triggering a fierce gunfight. Many of the team are injured, including Matt, but Marcus continues to fight, buying time for the others. Suddenly, a spaceship arrives at their camp, guided by the tracker embedded in the dead aliens' armor. The ship's attacks ignite fires, destroying their shelter and endangering the survivors. Peter, Bella, and a few others help Vanessa into the forest, where she screams in labor. A survivor worries her cries will attract aliens and attempts to knock her out, but Peter intervenes, leading to a muddy struggle that ends with Peter killing the man. Meanwhile, Bella assists Vanessa in giving birth to a baby girl, Allison. Sadly, Vanessa loses too much blood, and despite Peter's attempts at CPR, she passes away. At that moment, the Australian army arrives, rescuing the survivors from both Matt's team and the camp. Within minutes, the soldiers gain control, and the remaining humans are safe. Jackson arrives, devastated, and clings to Vanessa's body, apologizing for his absence. Later, the survivors are taken to a military base, where Major Davis explains they'd heard of the resistance group and were inspired by Matt's team. Once at the base, Matt remains unconscious in the infirmary while the others grieve and bury their dead. Peter expresses his intent to search for Jenny and Samuel, but Amelia convinces him to wait until they're better prepared. Colonel Grant reveals new intelligence that the aliens possess a biological weapon, likely designed to wipe out humanity. They've traced it to Sydney and plan an assault, needing a distraction to pull it off. Grant asks Amelia's group to assist Davis in attacking the factory as a diversion, given their knowledge of the area. Most agree to help, but Jackson, deeply shaken, decides to leave after saying goodbye to Matt. As Amelia's team and Davis's squad approach the town, they encounter heavy alien patrols and use smoke for cover before diverting through fields. Eventually, they reach the factory, where humans are being forced to work outdoors. They spot Jenny and Samuel among the laborers. Meanwhile, at the base, Grant receives troubling reports. Alien reinforcements in Sydney are overwhelming the Air Force, and their strongholds are fortified, revealing a trap all along the weapon is still in town. A desperate Jackson alerts Matt to this news, and, despite his injuries, Matt agrees to help. While Amelia's team launches a frontal attack, drawing the aliens' attention, Matt and Jackson sneak into the factory. They disable the control panel, causing panic among the prisoners, and fend off an alien guard. Jackson sets explosives around the factory while Matt discovers information on the alien computer. The aliens left their planet, a wasteland, in search of resources. Just as he locates the bioweapon, an English-speaking alien appears, demanding he hand it over. Matt refuses, vowing to destroy it, and the alien admits that its people hope to avoid repeating humanity's mistakes. Just then, Jackson provides cover fire, allowing Matt to escape with the weapon. Back at camp, the humans struggle as alien forces overwhelm them. The Air Force finally arrives, downing ships and bombing enemy strongholds, rallying the humans. Amid the chaos, Davis manages to turn the aliens' own cannon against them, and the unarmed human prisoners rise up, creating pandemonium. Inside the factory, Matt realizes he's wounded but contacts Amelia to say goodbye, planning to detonate the explosives to stop the aliens. Amelia tearfully responds, exchanging final words with him. As the aliens close in, Jackson sacrifices himself, activating the explosives and bringing down the factory in a massive blast. The explosion signals a victory, with alien forces beginning to surrender. Peter and Bella reunite with Jenny and Samuel, while Amelia and Marcus tearfully watch the factory's destruction, believing Matt has perished. Later at the base, Grant announces a win in Sydney, marking the first reclaimed human territories. Amelia then spots Matt, alive, carrying the bioweapon. Their tearful reunion is bittersweet as they break the news of Jackson's sacrifice to Arnold and his daughter. Inspired by Matt's revelations, Amelia approaches an alien prisoner and cuts its restraints, extending a hand in peace. The alien hesitates before accepting, symbolizing hope for cooperation. With their newfound allies, Amelia, Matt, and the rest of the team prepare to carry the fight forward across the globe. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this.